Skip it up and that up. So another family in Woodbury, Minnesota was swatted. This seems to be becoming an epidemic, and there's like almost a weekly story on someone being swatted nowadays. Here is footage from Care 11 discussing it. Take a look, and I'll give you my thoughts.
I mean, it doesn't feel good to have semi-automatic rifles with high-velocity rounds pointing at your head.
Ed Pelto said he didn't call 911, but someone sent police to his house on the street that bears his family's last name.
I was upstairs with my headphones on in my room, playing some video games.
And while he played, the 911 caller told police
there was a male at the home that was saying that he had shot his father and that he had tied up his mother and his sister, and they were inside the house as hostages.
Authorities say this was another case of swatting. That's when police are sent to homes based on a false report.
Clear.
Home surveillance cameras captured the officers with weapons drawn. Ed's father, alive. Dad told us he was in the kitchen preparing a smoothie. His mother and sister, safe. But Ed couldn't explain.
But you know, you walk down the driveway with your hands up until you get put in the back of a police vehicle, handcuffed, while they search the premises.
There are people that call these calls in and they're looking for kind of enjoyment out of it. The problem with it is you're putting a lot of people at risk. You have officers that are responding to the scene, they're going lights and siren, they're putting their safety at risk.
And then they're putting lives in danger again, because if someone really does have an emergency at this address, they'll be more likely to suspect that it's fake.
And there are no nationwide numbers on swatting, but the FBI estimates this type of prank happens to hundreds of people every year. Investigators in Woodbury say the call came in as a block number. They are using technology to track the caller or the computer that was used to place this call.
Now, whenever I discuss a swatting story, which unfortunately seems to be becoming a fairly regular thing now, a lot of people think that I'm very draconian because I say I want people to spend a quarter century in prison because of it, or a decade, or I want there to be harsh punishments. I want teenage kids to be tried like adults, so on and so forth. And a lot of people in the comment section can say, Rich, that's so draconian. I thank God you don't run the United States because you would make it like a communist state again, so on and so forth. I get all different kinds of comments like that. But here is the thing that I've learned as an adult about human nature, is that human beings don't learn shit unless there's consequence. It's that simple. You don't learn anything. Now, maybe a quarter of a century is harsh, but a decade, I don't care if the kid's 13 years old. You try him as an adult and you give him a decade in prison for pulling that swatting shit, because he, at 13 years old, I'm not saying this kid was 13 years old. I did another story on a 13-year-old who did multiple swatting. He had, I think, 3 different swatting situations happen because of him. Put him away for a decade. Let him learn. Use him as an example so when other people think, I would love to get a rise out of someone by having them swatted, they'll think twice about it. They won't want a decade of their life taken away. They don't want to catch a felony and have their life be ruined. They don't want to be 14 or 15 years old and tried as an adult. Because here is the thing, at least in the United States, that drives me fucking insane. It always takes the worst case scenario to happen for people to actually react. And when they do react, they overreact. Okay? Whereas now, before someone actually gets hurt or killed by swatting, you make an example, you send someone away who's a teenager for a decade, and other people will be scared off from doing it. It may not completely stop it, but it may damn well do a lot to stop swatting. But here's what's going to happen. God forbid someone is actually going to get killed and people are going to lose their minds. They're going to want people to go to jail for life. You may have a father whose son was swatted and the son was killed. He may pull some vigilante shit and go shoot up the whole family because he lost his fucking mind. Do something now to prevent it. Don't wait to go on a witch hunt when things get out of control. And that's what we always do in the States. We always wait until it's too late, and then we go on a witch hunt and lose our minds and overreact and just go apeshit. Please, United States government, I'm begging you, if you catch these kids, not to just give them a couple years in prison or to let them just have community service or probation. Let them learn a harsh lesson. Use them as an example. Put them away for a decade. So when other pieces of shit want to get a rise out of people by swatting them and put their lives at risk, they'll think twice. please, I'm begging you, don't wait until it's too late, because unfortunately, it seems like that's what's going to happen. Everyone's going to wait until something horrible happens and then react, and it's just going to get out of control, and I'm not looking forward to it. This is Richard, Review Tech USA, signing out. Have a good one.